of Daddy Duck Live. So, welcome back. Let's see if I get those guys back and they can hear me or whatever, what's going on. But ain't one thing, it's another. Let's see if this will work again. Let's see. Give everybody a chance to get back. Give them a couple minutes. Let's see what's going on. All right, there's two of y'all in here. Can you hear me now? Let me know if you can hear me. Put something in the chat room. We're having technical difficulties around here. Charles, hello. Randy, hello. Tell Bentley I said hello again. Okay. So y'all can hear me okay now. I don't know what's going on. Maybe I just needed to restart it. Maybe it needs 2 times before it makes it right. I don't know. But anyway, so I'll just start all over. Yes, I can hear you now. Okay. So I'm just going to start this one all over again. So last Friday went fishing. Did a little bit of skeet shooting, and we did some dog training. We were over at the Taylor Plantation. Mark was there, and my dad was there. Caught us a handful of fish, nothing spectacular, but we just caught some small fish. Did some training with Bougie, and we did a little skeet throwing with a little ground skeet chunker. I did that a little bit. That video will be out Wednesday. If y'all watch it, tell me how you like it, because I did a couple things different on this one, so I just kind of wanted to get some feedback from that. Got some pictures from a trail cam. Maybe posting them up one of these days. My brother-in-law and my dad have been working on this little piece of property. They've been planting some duck food around it. Right now, we got a pair of wood ducks that are visiting. We got a trio of mallards. I'm quite sure these are all resident birds, and a pair of geese that have been coming to this little water hole. And it's kind of a place that would, if it get a lot of rain, it'll flood the little food plots. We don't have a way right now to flood it, so we're kind of see what happens. If we get some rain, it'll flood it, and we need to get rain at the right time, of course. You've heard me talk about it before, but there's a boat motor company called Freedom Outboard, and they have a motor that is a hybrid of a traditional. Chris, what's going on? They have a hybrid of traditional outboard slash mud motor. So it's got a traditional outboard power pack, which in this case is a 4-stroke Tohatsu, and it has a mud motor foot. Right now they have them in 50 horse and 60. I think they're talking with them and some other things I've seen. They're going to be coming out with some smaller versions and even some larger versions, which I think would be unbelievably awesome. But they have partnered up with yes, he did, Christian man. Yeah, I'm 100% behind that. But thank you for putting it in the chat. I do really do appreciate it. So I really want one of their boat motors. I have a Go Devil boat motor, which I dearly love, but I'm kind of thinking about upgrading. Oh, we'll see what happens. Of course, they're not cheap by no means, and I need a new computer. Let me drag this down just a tad bit. So, um, but I talked to Jeremiah up there, and my biggest question was, because it's a traditional power pack outboard to Hatsu, even though it's a four-stroke, do you have to mix fuel and oil together? He said no. You run straight gas, which is that's great. You ain't got nothing to worry about there. Running it too rich or too thin, so that's great. Just like I've been running my mud motors, straight gas. And so talked to him for a little while. Had a great conversation. Their company is up in New York, upstate New York, and he comes down here to South Carolina quite often. So I've invited him to, if he ever comes down, drag his boat with him, or and then let's go for a boat ride in the swamp. He said he would. He may show up here tonight. I don't know. Again, I've been using StreamYard where I can put people on panel, and my StreamYard, they've gone to 5 hours a month, and I've already exceeded that this month. So guess what? We're going to be on the cell phone doing this for quite some time. And I may save those 5 hours for when I do podcast, hopefully starting up here in a couple months if I can get a computer. That's the big thing. But anyway, getting back to the motors, they make a great motor. I've seen a lot of videos. Y'all can go online, and I know there's YouTube channels out there that have them already. They look like a great motor. I'd like to sit in one and drive it through the swamp and see how it handles. I really would. I'd like to see what it does. Being with a mud motor, especially a Go Devil, where it takes you 6 hours to turn one around, where this thing will turn on a dime. So I have to get used to running that kind of motor again. But again, I'd like to see what it does. Hopefully he'll come down, and we can go for a boat ride in that. I think we'll have a lot of fun doing that. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Anna Wally, well, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the euros. I do. Thank you so much. Let's see here if I can do this. But anyway, so there we go. What's going on with me right now? I am in the process. I've got a little 4x8 trailer back here, a little utility trailer with a ramp, and what I am hoping to do in a very near future. We'll say, Jeff, how you doing? What I'm hoping to do in the very near future is actually build a blind on it. And the reason I want to do this is because of my dad. I can take this blind and we can pull it out there with an ATV, set it up, and he can be covered. We're going to make it low enough to where he can sit from a shooting position, and then he'll actually feel like he's duck hunting while we're on this little piece of property. And I can also cart it off to other places. There's a lot of beaver ponds around here that I could cart it off to, put it on the edge. So we're going to be working on that. That's probably going to be A good summertime project for us coming up, and I will bring y'all along on that one. I'm doing good, Chris. How about yourself? Um, so we're trudging along here. Little hiccup tonight with the computer and laptop, but we got it going on with the cell phone. I'm going to keep asking this question because this is a part two of this live stream tonight. I hope everybody can hear me okay. I was cutting out, or what they were telling me they'd hear me for a second, then I'd cut out. So I'm kind of hoping that everything is good to go. So if I ask, just somebody type in there, "Yep, still hear you," that kind of thing. If that happens again, I don't know what we're going to do. Um, but yeah, that's what's going on. Let's see here. Bad news this week. I just found out today. Um, China has stopped all imports of rare metals. So our tungsten or bismuth prices, unless we can get that company in Michigan to start up production, we may see some increases. So if you haven't already ordered, you better jump on it right now and order your TSS and bismuth because your shells. Rick, how you doing? That's some new names that I'm seeing. This Anna Waldy Sinclair. Being that you sent me a euro, I'm assuming you're from England or somewhere. If you're still here, tell me where you're from. Um, Rick, this is the first time I've seen this name, so I'm doing good. I hope you are too. Let me know where you're from. I like to know where everybody's from. South Carolina, okay. Cool beans. Me too. Right here, great state. Just ain't no ducks. It's just that simple. Hold on one second. Um, but yeah, we're doing good. Trying to catch a fish or two here and there, and doing some skeet shooting, and doing a little dog training. Did some this afternoon after I got off work. Took Bougie out to the front yard, and we did some baseball drills, and some placing drills on the stand today, and we're going to continue to do that throughout the week. Even though she's been trained in all this stuff, she picked up some bad habits over last season, so we're going to try to work them out and get her out there and burn off some energy. Rick's laughing. Randy says, "I stay in the poor part of South Carolina." You and me too, brother. You and me both. Um, if you hear the dog in the background, that's Poppy the Beagle. She's, I don't know, a leaf may have rolled across the front yard or a cat ran across the yard. Randy Taylor's back. Welcome back, Randy. Excuse me, I'm looking at Me Too Randy as Mark Taylor. Good Lord. I need glasses, y'all. Mark, welcome back. I was reading too many words at one time and got it all tongue tied. But I've invited this Jeremiah from uh, Freedom Outboard to join us. Of course, it can't be tonight because I don't have the StreamYard thing set up, but I've invited him to come sit on a panel with me one night. Y'all have any questions about that? He's agreed to do it. We just don't know when yet. I've also invited him to come to South Carolina because he comes down here quite often. We're going to go for boat rides in the swamp, which I think will be a whole lot of fun. I stay close enough to South Carolina that I'm in the poor part of North Carolina. Yeah. Uh, do I do a lot of deer hunting? Not really. Um, uh, Pretty much up until a couple years ago, I lost a lot of my deer hunting property. And I am quite sure I've got a friend out there that would allow me to come out and sit in a deer stand if I want to. I'm not a trophy hunter by no means. I am a meat hunter. So, you know, I'm gonna. I hunt for meat. When it comes to deer hunting, I hunt for meat. I don't care about horns. You can't eat them. And 9 times out of 10, I'll cut them off and cut them into chunks and then give them to the dogs for a chew toy. Hey, look at the avian G blind. They are easy to deal with, and you can shoot sitting or standing. Yeah, Jeff. I know that. Yeah, Mark Taylor's a deer hunter. Um, the problem with A-frame blinds is they're a little flimsy, and my dad is going to need to reach out, grab a hold of it to stand himself up, and I don't want to deal with that flimsy type of blind. He may lose his footing, and he needs to grab a hold of something that's sturdy, and that's why we're going to build the trailer blind. But yes, I do know about the avian G blinds and all those other blinds. But we're gonna do this one out of metal framing, and brush it up real good. Um, I don't want him to take the chance of leaning forward and trying to grab something. I say I'm a meat hunter because there's no big deer here, but I try for big deer. I got you. Oh, don't get me wrong. One walks by, I'm a pop him, but I'm not your typical whitetail trophy hunter. I'm gonna it's gonna be a nice blind when it's done. Yes, Randy, it's gonna be a nice, yeah. Randy's the guy that's gonna be helping me with it, guys. If you don't know, uh, if you guys in South Carolina, if y'all are looking for a tower blind, um, y'all need to get a hold of Randy down here. That old boy, he can weld some stuff up, and he makes some good, solid, quality stuff. So I got a hold of him last night, and we got to talking about it, and I think we talked all morning today, about different things we wanted and what I wanted, and probably that day that I bring the trailer down is the day I'm going to bring my dad down, and if I'm lucky enough, I'll get a hold of Mark Taylor and grab Mark and throw him in the truck, and we'll all three of us go down there, and that way Mark can look at those blinds, the deer blinds, and we can set my dad down on the trailer and kind of give us a rough estimate of how high we want the front of it to be and how high we want the back of it, and put a roof on it and that whole 9 yards. But so it's going to be a project. What would you recommend for a duck blind that I can put on my 12-foot John boat? Well, one or two things. You can make your own using bimini fittings. Make you a scissor type blind, which would go great on a 12-foot boat. Um, Other words, they do make some. Avery makes a boat blind, the Avery pop up blind, which is what I have on my Go Devil, and it's pretty much been worn ragged. I've had that blind since 2009, and I need a new one. I've bent it up, tore it up, had to cut on it and add pieces to it. So, but I would say a scissors style blind, and it'd be very easy to make with some conduit. Don't go with that PVC stuff. Even though it's lightweight, go with metal conduit. Get your fittings. Get your Bimini hardware, and attach it to the boat. Four screws and or four bolts, nuts. You can take it on and off, but and then on both ends, on the bow end and on the stern end, take you a little eye hook eye hook, you know what I'm talking about, and screw that, have that into the conduit, and take you a piece of rope, tie it to length, put one of them dog clips on it, and have another eye bolt on the opposite side, and you just clip it in there, and that'll hold your blind. That'll hold your blind up. That's the easiest one to do. I've done too many of those. I've done hundreds of those before I bought the Avery, and but that's what I would use. I have a fixed blind made out of metal pipe. Yep. Randy's got a nice blind on his boat. Um, they can take it on and off as he needs. Um, that's Rick. What kind of motor you got on it? Are you going to be push poling it, paddling it, trolling motor it, or do you got an outboard to put on it? What was you saying about bismuth? Okay, China. I saw a report today where China has stopped um, importing into the United States rare metals. So that's your TSS and bismuth. Outboard tiller. Okay. Yeah, that'll work. Scissor blind will work. So anyway, out they've stopped the import of it. So I got a feeling pretty much that our shotgun shell prices are going to go through the roof, unless we can get that company in Michigan that's a startup. I heard that they're 2 or 3 months away from finishing building and about 8 months away from actually producing anything. So um, if you're gonna get shells, I would most definitely try now. If you're gonna order stuff, order it now. Order it now. But I saw the report this morning or this afternoon, a news report. I can't remember where it came from, to be honest with you, but it was just a little blurb. And Keith actually is the one that sent it to me. So if y'all are gonna order shells, I'm just if you're shooting bismuth or TSS, you might as well start ordering your stuff now. Um, if you're gonna continue to shoot steel, then I don't think you're gonna have too much to worry about. What is what company called? I've said so many things here, Rick. So um, you gotta help me out. Are you talking about the blind company, which is Avery? Bandit, I think now owns Avery, but Avery Blinds, the one in Michigan. I do not know their name. I do not know that company's name. If Keith was here, which he may be listening, I don't know. He may know the name of it. But that's the word I've gotten. I've had one source tell me about it, and that is it. So I'm really hoping that they finish building, getting everything together, and like I said, they're about 8 months away from 8 or 9 months from production. So, but if you're shooting steel, I don't think you're going to have an issue at all. I got a good stockpile of number 4 bismuth, but I need some 6s. Yeah, I'm looking for some 6s myself. I got plenty of number 5s for the 16 gauge, which is probably what I'm going to shoot a lot this year because of what's going on right now. But I do want to get some 6s in the 28 and the 20, and I want to get some more TSS for the 410. I'm gonna shoot that 410 when I get to these beaver ponds. That's what all I'm gonna be shooting is the 410. Um, yeah. Hang on one second. But that's the bad news I heard today. Because we need that. Do we need those rare earth metals for a lot more than just shotgun shells? But my gas prices are going down. I think I did 275 Friday, and I have not put any more gas in it since. So, um, I mean, you don't need but one box of season in South Carolina. Well, Mark, that depends on how you shoot. Now, last year I shot pretty crappy, so that's why I've been going back to the skeet range. But Charles, I paid 275 Friday, and I have not been back. I parked the truck Friday evening, and I haven't cranked it up since. So it's been sitting in the driveway. So I have not been by the gas station. Down a little here, 279. It's going down. I told y'all, did I not tell y'all that it was going to go down? I paid 268 today, so I guarantee you my prices have gone. If you're paying 268, Randy, and I know my prices have gone down. But I told y'all, remember I told y'all last Monday night that the gas prices were going to start going down, and look at here, they're going down. We just need them to go down about $1.68 more. That's what we need. We need to be paying $1 a gallon of gas. I'd like to get back to the 70s when we were paying 75 cents a gallon. That's what I'd love to get to. But I'll take $1. Better leave the 410 home. No, I'll be bringing that, man. I'm gonna bring that gun. I like shooting it. I'll tell you what, that 28 gauge now, that thing will throw a pattern. My gosh. I get it throws one of the best patterns I've seen out of any gun. Any gun I've had, it throws the best. It really does. Oh my lords. Lordy. Anyway, what does the crystal ball say for this week? Prices are going to go down. I'm just telling you, prices are going to start. Gas prices are going to start going down. Egg prices are going to start going down. Everything's going to be right with the world. It better. I bought 2 on your recommendation. Yeah, and I want the new Rite. Rite's come out with a Ace R in their 28 gauge. It's kind of like, I don't know if y'all have seen it yet, but you need to look it up. It looks like a Browning silver and a Beretta or Benelli had a child. That's what it looks like. So it's got that little hump back to it, which I really do love those little humps. And it's got inertia driven, just like a Benelli, and it shoots a 3-inch shell. So I really want. I haven't seen any in the stores yet, and so I'm really looking forward to that coming out. But I got to get a computer. I got to get a laptop first before I do anything. Gas might go up this week here. Easter weekend beach traffic. That's a possibility, but I think it's going to go down, dude. I think it's going to go down. Charles, I think it's going to go down. I think it's going to go down to get more people on the road taking vacations, because you got Easter weekend coming up, and then a month later we got Memorial Day weekend. Of course, you know how that is at the beach. I'm not going near the beach that weekend. So I think they're going to want to get those prices down, get people on the road again, going on vacations, taking little trips. Yeah. Speaking of which, Easter weekend's this coming weekend. I know that Friday, I'm taking my dad and we're going to head to another pond on Friday. Um, we're going to do a little fishing, brim, bass, a little dog training, um, and we're going to do a little bit of crawfishing. So stay tuned for that one. We got a couple traps. We're going to get some bait and we're going to put a couple traps out, see what we can do on the crawfish. I guarantee you they're going to be little bitty ones. But we're going to see what we can do. If we catch them small enough, we'll use them for fish bait. If not, I don't think there'll be enough of them in there to make a crawfish soup. But we're gonna do a little crawfishing next. If the weather's right, if it ain't pouring down rain and it doesn't get cold again, we're gonna set out some traps. Get down early, set some traps out, do a little bass fishing, a little brim fishing, a little bank fishing, a little boat fishing, kind of like a little bit of all of it. Have Bougie with me, get her back in a boat, and do a few water retrieves from the boat, that kind of stuff. When the fishing's done, we'll do the dog training. So we got to hopefully have a nice little time next weekend. Congratulations, Jeff, on your 39th wedding anniversary. I think last Monday you said something about it. So congrats again. If I'm not mistaken, y'all did a pork butt and a brisket. Is that, or ribs and a brisket? One or the other. So anyway, so what else is going on, guys? I know that, like I said, we yes sir, and all the fixings. I got you, buddy. Um, so y'all were fat and happy and celebrating with everybody. That's a good time, man. That was a good time. It's kind of like I had my birthday party. I had everybody here and did a bunch of ribs and had a pork butt and smoked sausages and all the fixings. It was just a good time to have everybody here. So I know the feeling, buddy. It's good to have family and friends over for that kind of thing. Um, so this coming weekend is going to be Friday rather. Um, like I said, do a little fishing, a little crawfishing, a little dog training, have a good time. Hopefully get some good film. Hopefully get some film. Doubt I'm gonna do any shooting. I just don't see any reason for that. So I don't know. You never know. I may pull something out. We may pull the little skeet thrower out again. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I wouldn't mind catching some. I do know that if we do catch any small brim, we're going to put them in a bucket with an aerator, and we're going to take them to another little pond that we have, and release them, and try to get that little pond stocked up on some brim. So we'll see what that happens, and you will be, if we do that you all will be on the ride for that. That ought to be fun. So we're got a lot of things going on, and again, we're gonna be starting on that trailer blind build here shortly. I'm in no hurry to get it done, but just something needs to be getting. And we're gonna do this one. I was talking to Randy about it. And I don't use my utility trailer a lot, but there are times when I need it. So we're going to build this to where I can take it apart. Um, Take it apart and store it so I can still use my utility trailer. That's the whole idea on this one. That's illegal here. Well, y'all got way too many laws. That's all I got to say about that. I don't care if it's illegal or not. But no, seriously, in all seriousness, that's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. How can you not restock? You can't restock a pond? That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. I guess the state wants you to buy their fish from them. Moving fish. Well, how do you restock a pond? You got to move fish when you restock a pond. They move it in big old trucks. Same thing. In what state? He's in Nebraska, I believe. Yeah. I just found out today, believe it or not, in 2019, talk about really crazy laws. In 2019, the state of South Carolina made it illegal, and I did not know this until today, made it illegal to shoot a snake on public land. Yes, sir. Sure did. Sure did. Now, what you do on private is your business, but made it illegal to shoot a snake on public land. I did not know that. Did not know that until today. That is crazy. Do you ever hunt divers? When given the opportunity, yes, sir. We used to hunt them a lot down on Santee. If it's a cottonmouth, I'll take the ticket. Nope. If you're on public water, man, it is against the law. I had, listen, somebody told me that today, and I had to look it up. They want you to buy them from the state. Yep. Snakes are your friends. Snakes matter. Anti, what's going on, brother? Yeah, they matter. That's called a nope rope, and I ain't playing with them. I'll tell you straight up. I ain't playing with no nope rope. They want you to buy them from the state. Yeah, I kind of figured that, Jeff. But you're moving fish. They're moving fish. So what? So what? What's good enough for the goose is good enough for the gander, right? Um, I'm just saying. Snake splatter. We don't have any. We don't. Let me. I'm not gonna say we don't have any cottonmouth. We do have a lot of cottonmouths here, but where my brother-in-law's place is, I've never seen a cottonmouth there, but I have seen a bunch of copperheads. I would be in jail. There was a reason why I bought that little judge. I'm gonna give one a headache. What I say on that video I did. No snakes were harmed, but I gave it a massive headache. I'll put a whopping on them, dude. I ain't playing with them. But that was on private property, so but that's on public property. So yeah, I found that out today. That's crazy. Sorry about that. I keep hitting my little phone holder with the light on it. Uh, Snake what? Snake Plissken equals badass. Uh, yeah, I'll take the ticket. I'll take the ticket. If it's a cottonmouth, I'll take the ticket. I'm like Charles. I'll take the ticket. Um, Go ahead and write it up. I'll take it. Oh, the only thing I don't like about doing it on this phone, on this live stream, is I can't put my, oh, I haven't figured out how to do it yet, is put the thumbnail to it and how to monetize it. That's what's, that's what got me. So we're going to have to figure that out as well. But we're in April now. Turkey seasons is in full swing. I didn't even get turkey tags this year. It's the first year I haven't done them. Took my dad out and tried to get some film, but they just didn't want to cooperate. We may try it again. I don't know. My dad really didn't care too much for it. Tell him you're in jail for killing a snake. You'll be real popular. Yeah, really. Oh yeah, you would. Do you kill anything other than wood ducks or just wood ducks like me? Um, in South Carolina, this is the wood duck capital of the world, man. Um, every now and then we'll get into some mallards. Most of them are released ducks, or which I can't stand. Um, but on occasion, we get some mallards, gadwall, pintails. On occasion, divers, mostly blackjacks or ringnecks, unless you hit the coast and you're getting the redheads and bluebills and canvasbacks. But I have shot plenty of mallards in South Carolina. You just got to go look for them. You just got to keep traveling, dude. I don't know where exactly you're located at. I don't know exactly where you hunt at. You don't need to tell me, um, but I will tell you. You gotta. Sometimes you just gotta travel. I'm going to Arkansas and hoping to get my first mallard this year. Awesome, man! I'm gonna tell you that is a treat. Hunting Arkansas timber. If that's where you're going to hunt, if you're going into the timber to hunt, that is a treat. That is the epitome of shooting mallards is in the timber. Um, but unless you're going to hit rice fields, and you're going to have your choice: mallards, pintails, Weegian, shovelers, teal. I went last year, first time in many years, and it was just a bad year. Um, Honestly, officer, I didn't see that snake getting caught in my bow prop. I'll tell the cops it's because the snake's black-headed. You better relocate. I almost have you located. Teal and ring next to South Carolina. Yeah, we're going to Stuttgart, so I don't know what to expect, man. You have everything. You got everything right there. You can have rice fields, or you're going to be in timber, or a bayou lake, or something. There's no telling. Um, but if you do, um, there's if Chris, are you still here? Yeah, I was going to say that too, Charles. You got to go to Max Prairie Wings. That is the mecca for duck hunting. You got to go there. Right next door is the Cheen Waiter Company. You go in there, you got to go in there. If you don't buy nothing, just go in there. Next to it is R&T Duck Calls. Make sure you go there, and there's a restaurant. I'm trying to remember the name of it. One of these days I will. I went there last time I was there, and man, the food was absolutely excellent. I just need to figure out what van by the river it is. You need to figure out what river. Jeff, all I can tell you, if it's a white van with the sign on the side of it that says free decoys, don't get in it. Don't get in it. It's a trap. It's a trap. Rick, if you get there, and depending on what time you get there and how much time you have, go to the Stuttgart Chamber of Commerce. You'll see one of the largest duck call collections ever. Lots of neat stuff there. They got a little museum there at the Chamber of Commerce. Go there, man. I'm serious. Go there. Look at all the duck calls. Look at all the memorabilia that's there. Keith, Salt Creek Custom Ammunition. Glad you could make it. Damn it. I don't want to break and run on me. But yeah, go there as well. It's a cool place. It really is, especially for history. And if you're a duck hunter, you need to go by there, dude. Those old Chick Major calls, Butch Rickenbach there, and all his calls there. R&T has some old calls right there, so you need to go by there and see that. You could literally spend a day and go to all these places and still won't be able to see all of it. But if you get a chance, go by there. At least by Max, Cheen, R&T, and Chamber. Make sure you go by the Chamber of Commerce. They also have a rice. I think they still have the Rice Museum, which you may find interesting. So I would stop by there as well. Last time I was there, we were 2 hours from Stuttgart, and we barely made it in time to get to Max, and then we went next door to Cheen. By the time we were finished with that, the R&T was closed up, and we just went and got something to eat. I can't remember the name of that restaurant, but it's a pretty nice restaurant. Green jeans are snakest. They're snakest. One of these days, Anti's going to slip up and he's going to tell us where he's at. I think he's in the middle of the desert. Honestly, that's where I think he is. I think he's in the desert somewhere around. He has found the gold mine, the El Dorado gold mine, and he's got him a bunker in there, and he's just sitting there counting his coins. That's what I think. What was that explorer's name? The Spanish explorer. What was his name? I know Anti knows who he is. Anti, what's his name? That Spanish explorer that hid all the gold out west. Middle of the desert. I know you know it. If he doesn't know it, he can look it up on the internet real quick. Freedom Outboard, Go Devil versus Freedom. Dog. Is that you, Jeremiah? Is that you? We were talking about you earlier, man. Glad you can make it. I'm unable to do a panel tonight. I'm hoping that next Monday I'll have all this mess sorted out, and and love to get you on, man. Love to get you on panel. We can talk about Freedom Outboards. Um, I was telling him earlier. I said, man, I love my Go Devil. It's a simple motor. Love the boat, love the motor, but I'm looking to upgrade. And we had a long conversation today, a nice conversation, and I'm hoping he comes down to South Carolina and we can take him through the woods and Spokerberry Swamp. I can show him. Maybe we'll go up there and find where that B-25 back in World War II crash landed. Read it again. Read what again? Middle of the desert. You're in the middle of a desert or desert. Man, that's small writing for me right now, Anti. I can't read hardly that. But I do. I think that whoop, message retracted. Uh-oh, he retracted a message. Um, I think that Freedom Motor is the ticket, man. You got the best. You got the best of both worlds with that Freedom Motor. It's just that simple. American made. May have Tohatsu parts, but it's American put together. American ingenuity to put it together. Um, I think it's the best of both worlds. To be honest. To be honest. Um, and I can't imagine. I'd like to get in it. It's my jamming signal. I want to get in that boat in the swamp. I mean, it's gonna make me nervous enough with a 50. I can't imagine a 60. And if they got anything bigger than that, man, that's gonna be a beast. I mean, an absolute beast. Um, it may not be the motor to run the swamps and the timber in, but you want to get across a lake quick, that would be it. And Lord have mercy if you put it on a big enough boat and you put dual engines on it. Oh my gosh. You talk about some saltwater fishing in a skiff, in a Carolina skiff or something. Holy crap. Have I been fishing at the lake? No, I have not. Um, dude, the only time I go to the lake in this time of year is just to go for a boat ride. Uh, I need to go. I need to go put the trolling motor on and go. Um, I've just been worried. I've been worried too much about working bougie in the afternoons when I get off work, and the rest of this month I'm working every Saturday and every Sunday. So um, that takes it. That takes a lot out of it, and I'm pretty much trying to get bougie. I gotta get her right, dude. She's breaking at the gun. She's whining. She's barking after you shoot. It's crazy. Um, I'm at my wits end. I've seen where people have been catching them. Yeah, I was supposed to go last Friday catfishing with my neighbor, and I canceled it because I thought it was going to pour down rain, and then I ended up going with my dad um, over to Mark's place, and it didn't rain a lick. I think there was a light drizzle on the way home, but they didn't catch many fish. They caught three or four catfish. Had hardly I wouldn't say 4 or 5 pounds a piece, and he said it poured down rain on them for about an hour. But that's another thing I want to do. I want to get out there and catch some fish, catch some catfish. I'd like to have some fried catfish. What kind of dog do I have? I have a German wire hair pointer. She is laying here at my feet. Her name is Bougie. You can see her on my YouTube channel. You go to my YouTube channel, you can see her. And Wednesday you'll see her when that video comes out. But she's laying right here at my feet. But yeah, she picked up some bad habits. So a bougie dog. Yes, she is a bougie dog. Um, I'm at my wits' end on her barking and whining at the gunshot and trying to break. So we're going to be working on that along with other drills, force to pile, baseball, blind retrieves, and the thing with her with the shooting is I know I'm gonna have to get somebody to shoot for me and throw bumpers and shoot for me. I had a dummy launcher. It quit working. I don't know why it won't work. I can't figure it out. I got one on order. It should be here in the next couple weeks, hopefully. Next week, maybe. Um, I haven't checked my emails to see when it's coming in, but I ordered it over the weekend. So that'll take a lot of having to shoot shotguns. Um, but I don't know what it is. I honestly don't. I honestly don't know what it is, Jeff. It just quit working. You pull the charging handle back, you let it go, and all it does is it don't even it fires the primer, but there's no noise whatsoever. Just fires the primer. The casing opens up, but there's no noise. I don't know what's wrong with it. I have taken it and threw it in the trash. She retrieved your decoys. um, yeah, you just I've had dogs retrieve decoys before. Bougie's done it. I haven't had a dog that hasn't wanted to. Um, it's it's taking them and training, and it's taking them so they can try to figure out what's going on. Randy, I'm ready to set some hooks. Me too, man. I'm waiting for you to tell me that the river's right so we can go wade down the river. Um, I don't know, Jeff. It's in the trash. I threw it in the trash. I did. I got mad and I threw it in the trash. Anybody wants it, then come dig through my trash can. Yeah, I can tell you it'll be taken out Friday, so it's I don't know what it's doing. I don't know why it's doing it, what it's doing. Um, but I got rid of it. I just went ahead and bought a new one. I got it on order. Got an extra bumper to go with it. Um, so I just don't know. But I've had this thing for almost 15, 20 years. I just threw it away. I got tired of it. I got tired of messing with it. So in the trash it went. It's too high and cold to wade right now. I got waders. I can understand the high part, but I got waders. I can wade it. How many O-rings did you replace? None. None. I I didn't even know it had one. If it had one, I didn't even know it. I just got Jeff. I just got tired and threw the thing away. Ooh, yeah, you're gonna have to do what's known as force fetch, and if you've never done it before, my best advice to you is don't lose your patience at all. That will try you. That'll be the Rick. I don't know how old you are. I don't know if you have any children. I have no clue, but I'm telling you that is the most trying thing is to force fetch a dog. I've been. I'm not a professional trainer by no means. I don't claim to be one, but I've never sent my dog out to be trained. I've been lucky, but I had one dog that I had to try to force fetch, and I could not do it. I don't have the I didn't have the patience for it at that time. And a buddy of mine who knows he's trained dogs, and he had her for a week and never dropped another bumper or duck again. Bougie will do it on a duck. She'll drop it right before she gets there to get on the stand, and I'm going to be taking her to get force fetched because I can't. I've tried to do it. I've tried to do it. Best thing I can tell you to do is read, and watch videos. Watch a ton of videos. Well, there you go, Jeff. I guess so, man. Um, but that's my tip for you, dude. I am hoping that when I get this new computer, and I'm going to start doing some video podcasting, and I have a dog trainer that I'm going to be calling on to do hopefully do several podcasts where it'll be a video podcast where he can get either out in the field with me or have a dog that we can do some show people how to do certain things. Um, but that's going to be in the future. I got to get this new computer before I do anything because this laptop I got is crap. But don't lose your patience. If you're going to try to force fetch them, do not lose your patience. You find yourself losing your patience, back off, and stop because you're going to lose your patience and end up ruining that dog. I will tell you that right now. But but as far as coming to you, you can solve this a couple of ways. The main way I would do it is I would get you a check cord, 30 feet check cord, make the dog sit and call her. Give her one command, whatever your command to come to you here, whatever it is, and and you'll get bit, yeah. And then grab a hold of that check cord and pull her to you, and then make her sit at your side. And you do that 5 times a day. If you can do it first thing in the morning before you go, you're 15. If you can do it first thing in the morning before you go to school, great. And then do it another 5 or 6 times when you get home from school. And now that we're getting more daylight, after you get all your homework done and all your choring done, go out there and do 5 or 6 more times. Get 3 workouts a day just on that. Don't worry about nothing else. Just do that. And do that for about a week. That's 7 days. And that should cure the getting distracted and stopping. After that, you can do the same thing with a bumper. toss a bumper out, not very far, 30 feet, 15, 20 feet. And when your dog picks it up, use a check cord. I mean, I ain't talking about drag her in like you reel it in on tarpon. I'm just talking about bringing her to you and making her sit, and then take the bumper after you tell her the command to give or whatever it is your commands are. Everybody has their own commands. That might help, but and not have to force fetch. But it sounds to me like you're going to need to force fetch the dog. Um, if you got a pair of leather work gloves, I would definitely wear them while you're teaching her force fetch and hold that dummy, because you roll that in her mouth, and she gets um, you roll that into her mouth. She's trying to spit it out. You're trying to keep it in there, and you're doing ear pinches or toe pinches or whatever it is you're doing. Um, they'll they might reach back and nip you. Arkansas. Um, are you going on a guided hunt or individual, or are you hunting with people? Individuals, not guides, but friends. Um, if you're hunting with a guide, and I'm just going to give you a piece of advice. If you're hunting with a guide, don't take your dog. Don't take your dog. If you're hunting with other guides, other people, and they've got good dogs, don't take your dog. The worst thing you could ever do is get invited to go on a hunt, whether it's guided or individuals, and you bring your dog without asking anybody. That every even with Bougie, and as much as I've been training with her, I always ask everybody, is my dog invited? And I've had people say, no, your dog's not invited. You're invited, but your dog's not. Okay. I got you. I got you, your brother and dad. I'm just giving you some advice, son. That's all I'm doing, giving you some advice. Some friendly advice. Unless they specifically say your dog's invited, I wouldn't take it. Especially if you're hunting with a guide, because they'll have a dog and you may be partnered up with other people, and that dog could ruin your hunt for you. For not only for you, but for them, especially if you're hollering and screaming and carrying on. So I would definitely be working with that dog. That's almost as bad as bringing your woman without asking. Almost. Hey, I'll sneak in my dog, sneak in my wife, but and she's probably watching this somewhere, and she's gonna come back and smack me with a cast iron skillet. But yeah, seriously, don't work your dog. Work your dog this summer. If you can get 2, 3 training sessions in a day, don't go long. Listen, it's going to get hot here soon. They're going to get dehydrated. They're going to get tired. You know, 10 to 15 minutes is all you need. I'm the guy, my dog can't go, I can't go. I'm the same way. I'm the same way. But I have gone on hunts where I couldn't take my dog. I went on one last year. We shot mallards, teal. The limits were mallards and teal. We had pintails working us, and I said, "Listen, I got this pup. I'm just trying to get trained up," and they said, "Nope, can't do it." And I reluctantly left her, but I've had to do it myself. Um, um, she is my partner in crime. Yeah, so is Bougie. Bougie's my partner in crime too. I got you. Um, Another thing to remember also is if you're hunting her and she starts to act up, this is going to be the hardest thing for you to do. But trust me, it'll work out in the long run. You got plenty of time. You got plenty of time to duck hunt. Put your gun up. hang your gun up, hang it in a tree, get you a biscuit built 3D tree strap and hang your gun up in the tree and work your dog. Um, that is that's one of the best pieces of advice. Um, I'm guilty of it. I guarantee you, 90% of the guys that are in here that have dogs are guilty of it as well. Sometimes you got to work the dog and not worry about shooting ducks. I have to do that sometimes when I'm filming. I have to worry about getting film. I got to worry about getting the dog getting the dog work done right, and I have to hang my gun up. And uh, it's hard. It's absolutely 100% hard. But something you may have to do in order to, because your dog, you can throw all the bumpers in the world. You can throw all the bumpers in the world. You can train them on pigeons. You can do the whole 9 yards. But until they get in that water and get on their stand, whether it's a tree stand or a regular like a mow marsh type stand, um, you're they don't know what you're asking. This is the first time they've done this kind of thing. Um, I think Anti and Jeff are having their own little conversation right there, but so you may have to put your gun up. You may have to put your gun up and work your dog. So just keep that in the back of your head. Um, you got plenty of time. You got plenty of time to shoot ducks. Just and um, you know you got plenty of time. Um, but I would definitely, if you can find the book, it's written by Richard Walters, called The Labrador Retriever. I would get that book. Chris Atkins wrote a good book on training dogs. Um, read those. If you've heard of a guy by the name of Freddie King, who is a videographer for Echo Duck Calls, he has a training series out on dog training. Watch it, okay? Um, I don't have a lab. I used to have labs. That's all I ever had till I got this German wire here. And I have combined Richard Walters, Chris Atkins, and Freddie King, their training methods into my own method, combining those three guys, and that's how I train my dogs. But that's just me. I'm not looking for a world champion. I'm looking for a duck dog. I'm looking for a dog that'll retrieve ducks. That's what I'm looking for. So there's my advice, son. There's my advice. Take it. I hope you heed to it. And if you got any questions, ask. Ask. There ain't no such thing in here as a stupid question. Well, I made $1.05 today, so I get about 23 more hundred, and I can buy me a new computer. You're welcome, buddy. You're welcome. There you go. Appreciate that, Anti. Appreciate that, Rick. There's a link right there in the comments that Anti put in for me, and I do thank you for doing that. Watch some of his videos. His dog training. He's a good dog trainer. I ain't gonna lie to you. He's a really good dog trainer and a heck of a videographer. So go there and watch his stuff. Don't take my word on it. Do your research. You may find something that I missed. Hey, boo. You want to get up here? Come on. Come on. Come on. Hey, the world wants to see you. Oh, come on. Oh, girl, you getting big. Anyway, whoop, you done messed my phone up. Here's Bougie. Yeah, you're a good girl. You a good girl. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. There's Bougie. Well, just look up Freddie King on YouTube. He's there. Anyway, that's Bougie. She's a bougie girl. All right. You getting heavy, girl. Eating too many pork chops. Oh. What's the matter, huh? What's the matter? Come here. Come on. Oh, you're so pathetic. If she doesn't get loving every day, she gets upset. Come on. Oh. What do you think, girl? Let's see here. Man. Got 6 people in here, 7 thumbs up. Been here 76 minutes. Made $1.05. Man. A couple more dollars, I can buy me a shrimp cocktail. Let's see here. What other questions you got there, buddy? I like answering questions. If I don't know it, I'll tell you I don't know it. Let's see here. Anybody heard of any new duck hunting products this year? Anybody heard of anything new? I know that Biscuit Built, you can find him on Etsy or Instagram, or I think he's on TikTok as well. But he's got a DIY kit so that you can make your little your decoys move around. It's a pretty cool deal. I don't have one yet. What gun and shells do you shoot? Well, I shoot a lot of different guns. But my all-time favorite is I got a Browning Sweet 16 in the cabinet. I got a 20 gauge Remington. I've got a Mossberg Silver Edition over and under. I got a 410 Beretta over and under. I normally it depends on where I'm hunting, is which gun I'm gonna pick up. But as far as shells, I shoot Salt Creek Custom Ammunition. He's out of Utah, and that's all I shoot. I either shoot bismuth or TSS. I try to stay away from steel. I'm not saying you can't shoot ducks with steel shot. I just trying to stay away from it, especially my older 16 gauge, which I do have a Belgium as well. I don't like shooting steel through it, so I'll shoot bismuth. I don't even like shooting tungsten through it because it's either going to be lead or bismuth. Jeff says he's going to go with what he has already this year. Cool. All right, Charles, I appreciate you coming in, buddy. Y'all be careful. Stay safe. Thanks for coming in. I do appreciate it. You know I do. But yeah, I shoot several different guns. I'm a sub gauge fanatic. I like shooting sub gauges. I have 12s. Don't get me wrong. I do have them. But I can't tell you the last time I picked one up to go hunting with. I like shooting those light guns. They do everything you want. They do everything I want them to do. So, yep, best shells out there cost a little more, but you get a little more. Yep. They're all custom built, hand built shells from Salt Creek Custom Ammunition. They got a website. If I was on my other streaming platform, which also goes to YouTube, you'd see the banner running across. But I can't do that on doing what I'm doing here. I don't know how many times you've been on this, have watched me live, but it was a bad day to pick it because I can't do hardly anything on there tonight. Um, but I like his shells. I mean, don't get me wrong. He makes 12 gauge shells. He makes a 12 gauge. I'm assuming that's what you shoot. Called a triple curl. It's a number 7 TSS load. The thing about bismuth and TSS is you don't need 3 inches. You don't need a 3-inch gun. 2 3/4 is fine. To prove a point, 2 years ago I shot a swan up in North Carolina during the season, and I shot him with number 9 TSS Salt Creek Custom Ammunition out of my 16 gauge, improved cylinder, and I shot that swan at 40 yards. Um, it's that's all you need. I mean, if I'm shooting a swan and I'm folding it like a third grade love letter, I'm telling you, you don't need anything else. You don't need a 3-inch. You don't need 3-inch shells when you're shooting bismuth or TSS. You can shoot 2 3/4. Heard of the new blind coming out this year, the Daddy Papa Duck edition? Yeah, buddy. I love it. I love it. That's how we can market that one, Randy. People will see it. What is that? That's the Daddy Papa Duck edition. Uh, it's a Beretta A300 12 gauge. Yeah, if you're shooting bismuth or TSS, 2 3/4 inch shells, dude. That's all you need. In all actuality, if you put the right choke in there, like a True Lock choke tube, um, and don't worry about this long range, short range stuff. Get you a set of choke tubes. Um, if you're going to shoot TSS, get a cylinder tube. I kid you not, get a cylinder tube. Improved cylinder is probably the most constriction you'd want on that. If you're going to shoot bismuth, definitely get an improved cylinder, get a modified. Don't worry about anything else. But get you a set of tubes from True Lock, and you can shoot ducks, decoying ducks, which is 30, 35 yards with number 6 steel, 2 3/4. You can do it all day long. The biggest thing I tell you to do is get down to the range and practice. Practice. Get down to, I don't know where you're at in South Carolina, but there are several DNR ranges. There's one in between Sumter, Columbia, where I'm close to, that we go to a lot. There's a couple down on the coast around McClellanville area and Ondal and that area. I think there's one upstate, if I'm not mistaken. But get to a DNR range. It's cheap. Cost you, you go there and spend $10 to get you a bunch of clays. Scott never called you back. I do know, Randy, that he has been busy. They're coming out with a new choke tube, and they may just be doing a lot of testing, dude. I got on a piece of paper. I need to call him as well. So I'm going to see if I can't expedite that for you this week. Because I'd be interested to know what choke he wants, that he prefers. I tell you what, send me the information. Send me the gun, what you're looking for, what you're going to be doing it for. I know it's going to be turkey shoots, so send me everything. Yes. Oh, so you shoot sporting clays competitively. Okay. Have you been to the one in Camden? The Camden sporting clays? I mean, there's a There's a small sporting clays, the DNR run at Wateree. I don't know if you've ever been to that one. But I would definitely, I mean, you can shoot ducks with a number 6 steel load in moderation, of course. 30, 35 yard decoying ducks. And then again, and I have told people this as well, as much as I like Salt Creek Custom Ammunition, as much as I promote his stuff, there are some times you just can't get the choke and shell combination quite right. And you may have to go back and forth. You know that if you're shooting sporting clays competitively. So that's another thing. I've had guns that I just wouldn't shoot nothing. Duck Dog Basics. That was the name of it. I couldn't remember the name of that. Thank you so much, Anti. Posting up Richards and Chris Atkins stuff for me. I do appreciate that. What else, guys? I hear you, buddy. Ugh. Let's see here. Well, we going on about an hour and a half. I may be calling this kind of early tonight. Me having a squint and look at this little tiny writing on this chat room, starting to get my eyes tired. Any other questions before we call it a night? Because anything else? Going once, going twice. We got 2 minutes. We're going to call it an hour and a half, which is about 2 minutes. See what we can do here. That is a question of the ages. If you have navigable water in the state of South Carolina and you're not jumping logs and you have navigable water, you can hunt in the creek. You just can't tie off. If it's navigable water, you can get in the river and you can hunt it. If you just can't tie off, you can't tie off to a tree limb. You can put an anchor out, I believe, but you just can't tie off. That is the rule that as I understand it. But if you got to cross logs, that's not navigable. I mean, you can't. You can't get out on somebody else's property, so you can't go to the bank and get out. You got to be in your boat. You got to hunt in the boat. But it's usually what's known as the high water mark, and that differentiates between different bodies of water. So you need to know what the high water mark is. You just can't hunt the property. You can't get out of the boat. You got to stay in the boat. And there's some places that I know of that where dikes have washed out and you could literally motor your boat into the area, but even though it's navigable, you're actually crossing a dike. No, you can't stand. You can't get out and stand in the water. No, you got to stay in the boat. Got to stay in the boat. I've had that. I've had that problem before. That's how I know. Um, and that is the way I understand it. You can't tie off. You can't throw an anchor on the land. You can't throw an anchor around a tree. You can drop the anchor, but you got to stay in the boat and you got to stay um, in the water. You can't get out of the boat. Now, there are times when you shoot a duck and it goes on that person's property, and there's a gray area there. So you can do one or two things. Hopefully, your dog can get it. If you don't attempt to retrieve it, that's called wanton waste. But on the other hand, that's also called trespassing. So there's a gray area there, and your best bet is to get that answer from a game warden or a lawyer. But and I'm neither one. But to me, that's a gray area. Trying to retrieve game that was shot over public and fell onto private. I do know that if you do get out of the boat onto somebody else's property to retrieve it, leave your gun in the boat. And I cannot stress that enough. At least you can say, hey, I was just trying to retrieve a bird I shot. Now, the gun's in the boat, just me and the dog are looking for it. Do not carry your gun with you. That's the best advice I can give you. All right. Anything else? Anything else? All right, guys. Well, listen, we're going to call it a night. We're going to kind of call it oh, wait a minute. I got a question. I have a lot of questions even my dad doesn't know. Yeah. What's up, Troy? How you doing? Yeah, we're getting ready to leave, buddy. I wasn't going to stay on that long. I'm on my phone tonight. My computer's messing up. So anyway, guys, I'm glad y'all came in. Rick, good to meet you. Hope you come back. Hope you go to my channel and watch some videos. Comment on them. I really would appreciate it. Do all that stuff. Subscribe, comment, that whole 9 yards. Very family friendly. And I need to get going because I got some things to do before I hit the sack myself. Randy, you take care of yourself. Thanks for coming in, buddy. Tell Bentley I said hello, and I hope he's doing good. And Anti, thanks so much for all your help that you do every time we get on here. And guys, y'all have a great night. Y'all take care of yourselves. Be careful this week. Get out this weekend, this coming weekend. Do something fun. Whether it's go shooting, go fishing, go do some dog training, or just go for a drive through the woods. Whatever it is, y'all go out, get outside, go have fun. Anyway, we will see y'all next time on Daddy Duck 365. Y'all have a good night.